With heavy rains lashing parts of the state of Karnataka, the state's Chief Minister Siddaramaiah has issued strict directives to all the district administrations to now step up the flood preparedness. The Chief Minister has in fact called for proactive measures, directing Deputy Commissioners and Zilla Panchayat CEOs to review flood-prone and landslide-prone areas in their districts. A major push has been made to complete all the pre-monsoon works without delay. This includes desilting stormwater drains and also clearing encroachments and debris from water channels to ensure smooth water flow during heavy rains. On emergency response, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah stressed the need for round-the-clock control rooms in all the districts. He in fact also called for tight coordination among fire, police, health and revenue departments, and also asked officials to identify and stock up relief centres with food, water and also medicines. The Chief Minister also directed district in-charge secretariats to personally visit vulnerable regions and monitor preparations with a special focus on coastal, Malnad and low-lying areas which are particularly at risk. Siddaramaiah in fact also issued a very clear warning: any negligence will not be tolerated. He said inaction during rain emergencies will invite strict accountability. Backing this effort, Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar has called on DCs to prepare district-specific emergency plans and also submit them to the State Disaster Management Authority. He also instructed Zilla Panchayat CEOs to ensure Gram Panchayats are fully involved in local rain response strategies. In fact, in a notable move, the Deputy Chief Minister urged the use of corporate social responsibility funds for setting up the emergency infrastructure like temporary shelters, water pumps and also safety kits. He also directed DCs to coordinate with local industries for additional support in flood-hit zones. Finally, both the leaders stressed daily reporting during heavy rains to help the government monitor the situation and also respond in real time. My colleague Mohammad Wajiullah is joining us live on the broadcast. Wajiullah, what's the mood on the ground? What's the situation at the moment? Are there still some lanes which are waterlogged in the city?
Well, it has been pitch dry since morning, and yesterday we saw a small spite of rain in various parts of the city. But otherwise, it is in Bengaluru. At least the situation is calm. But in the coastal regions, there is indications from the IMD that it is going to continue raining for some more days, and that is why this progressive meeting of all the DCs were called in by the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister, where a lot of such discussions took place, like you mentioned, with regards to how the encroachments with regards to logging should be cleared, how Gram Panchayat should be made aware of the situation beforehand itself, and every other detail and every other situation that arises because of the heavy rainfall. Because we've seen in the city in the last 1 week, the state has seen an enormous amount of rain, with Bengaluru alone receiving close to 310 mm of rainfalls, while the coastal regions touching 500 mm of rainfall. We've seen disaster. We've seen how families have lost their loved ones. Yesterday's Mangalore rains were even more horrific, and that is why today's the meetings that have been happening in the last 2 days are important for giving to the district collectors and the administration and how this has to be dealt. The meeting was held by almost every minister was present there. There were some ministers who were absent and they were reprimanded by the chief minister also. And in the last 2 days, the discipline that we've seen with regards to the chief minister's meeting has also been very noteworthy, because very few less lunch breaks were taken. In fact, he was there even before officers were there. He even reprimanded those officers who took their own time and came late for the meeting. So it was a very serious meeting that has taken place. A lot of directives have been sent out by the government to the DCs on how they should manage, they should set up control rooms and make sure that various regions of the Malnad area and the coastal regions which have been receiving heavy rainfall, there shouldn't be any shortage of relief funds, there shouldn't be any shortage of relief personnel. So all these review meetings have been done. It now remains to be seen how this coincides on the ground, because that is where the entire situation depends on. While meetings happen on one side, how it translates on the ground is something that we'll have to wait and watch in the coming days.
Also, Wajiullah, what's the kind of compensation that has been announced by the Karnataka governments for those who have been affected and those who might get affected because of living in the low-lying areas for the coming monsoon?
Well, the government is looking at the situation. They have also announced economic relief for those people who have lost their life. And they've also said that damages that have been done because of the flooding regions will be compensated with the disaster management funds that have been allotted to them. And they've also directed the DCs to pre-check situations that can go haywire in the future, check whether the trees that are growing older have been chopped off or not, check situations where water logging is happening, check situation on those houses or those societies which are vulnerable to rains. So these kinds of measures have been are deployed by the chief minister. We'll have to wait and watch when the next heavy spell of rain comes and how the situation turns.